Welcome to 2020. I am going to take this scarf that I have hated for so many years. Probably 2013, probably about 7 years, 6-7 years, I don't know. But it does this. It was going to be a wrap. And it didn't turn out so well. This was like one of my first projects I was trying to do to repay the lady. My coworker gave me a big giant garbage bag full of yarn that his wife was given when she was cleaning out an elderly lady's house because the lady was going into hospice or something. I don't know. The lady didn't want like 10 giant garbage bags full of yarn. So one of those bags was given to me. I, in turn, was going to make this wrap with a nicer skein of yarn, like quote unquote nicer, from Michael's. I mean, it's pretty nice yarn. It's very annoying to work with. But anyway, I didn't use a pattern, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And this, as you can see, is very straight and not straight. I don't know. This is the chain, and there's no give to it. So this is like, ooh, look at that. And this is just like, that's it. So yeah, it didn't work out. It's terrible. It's a horrible piece. So I'm going to rip it out. I'm not going to hang on to this for any longer. I was making this a few years ago, and I ran out of yarn because I only bought like 3 or 4 balls of that. So I ran out of yarn to make this, so I'm going to rip this out, and I'm going to finish this little scarf with it, and then make a hat to go with it. And then, I don't know, I'll either use it myself, or it's too old. This yarn's too old. I would never put it on Etsy. But I think I'm going to start selling the things I make. Because this is my dream, okay? Everything here I have made except for this. This I bought at a mall. And this is... It looks like something I made. But I didn't. But anyway, that is my Krampus sweater, poncho with a hood from the Bag O Day channel. This is from a Crochet Crowd tutorial. I added the bottom. This was from I think a Little John Yarns tutorial from a mall. I think this was not Craft After Me, some other tutorial. I don't remember what this is from, some tutorial. And this is a Lil Jon Yarns tutorial also. So I'm making tons of stuff that I can wear. I need that to be double packed in there. And then I want to start selling stuff that I create myself. Like this is not a pattern. I made this up myself. I mean, they're all stitches, we all know. Like basket weave, half double crochet, and then I made up that little dude. But yeah, I can sell my creations. All that. I've made every single one of those. But anyway, I'm making a bunch of squares out of the cotton yarn. Lilies and sugar and cream, whatever. Lily, sugar, and cream. I don't know, whatever it is. So each skein of this makes, I think, 4. I'm not sure. I think I only had 1 or 2 skeins of this, so maybe it makes 3. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I guess I should pay attention. Well, anyway, these are like 5 inches, I guess. They may or may not be the approximate size recommended for the Gigi Gorgeous cardigan. The one I've been trying to get myself to make for many, many years. From, what's her face? Nadia at Yarn Utopia. Oh my gosh. My brain is going, cuckoo, cuckoo. Okay, while I'm staring, you guys are staring at my yarn, I just looked at this picture that I have on my wall that the lady left us. And this, right here, there's a maze inside the picture of the flower. That's interesting. And then that flower is actually a bird. Oh my gosh. And then that flower is a texture of denim. This is a very, very awesome. Okay, so now that I have that all laid out, so I can keep working on it, I'm going to knock this out, ripping this apart and finishing this with that ugliness. So this will be better. I'm also thinking of ripping this out and making it a wider scarf. Because this is a whole, like this might be 2 skeins of that yarn. So I think I'm going to rip all of it out and just make a big giant ball. I've been actively wearing this, but I've been actively also hating it. So I didn't even know that project existed. I think it was trapped in there. We've been through this whole thing before. I called the video like ransacking my yarn thingy or ransacking my hassock. I don't know. Okay, well I'm gonna go. Bye-bye. I am sitting here. I just finished this. This is from the yarn that I ripped out. I made this. This is the waif stitch. WHAIFF stitch. And I'm crocheting to paranormal files. I just love these guys. This is Colin's mom. It's Peyton and Colin, the Paranormal Files. It's a good show. It's a good channel here on YouTube. Okay, this Hooked by Robin. Wheat sheaf stitch. I don't know what I spelled for you earlier. I think I spelled wheat shift or wheat. I don't know, but it kind of did not turn out like. Look at how perfect her stitches are. Maybe it's just the yarn that I chose. There we go. Yeah, my yarn is not as tight as hers, so my stitches came out like that. Yeah, I guess it looks okay. But hers isn't like all crazy like mine. Hers are like straight. Mine are not straight. Mine are crooked. They're on a diagonal. So it's weird. Well, this is one of the items that I made with the reclaimed yarn. And it's just a regular granny triangle shawl or whatever it is. But it might be a little bit wonky because I kept picking up the wrong hook to crochet with. So there's a big K hook that apparently I thought I was using, and then I would figure out that I was using an H hook. So I did a back and forth on between H and K, and yeah. So it's done. It's not that big. It's however big this little table is. And this is just a coffee table. It's gonna be like a neckerchief, I guess, because it's not long. It's not wide enough to be a shawl. So a neckerchief it is. I finished that triangle shawlette, neckerchief, whatever. So I thought I'd try my hand at knitting again. Ruger, stop. Nope, you're not. Nope. I'm using two because I'm using really big fat needles. So I have double strand. And I am just knitting. This is the deal I'm telling myself. I'm just knitting the hat till I drop a stitch, and then I'll just pull it out. I just want to knit just to knit. I don't even care if there's a finished product. I just need to practice knitting. And yeah, so far so good, except I'm making a hat and I forgot to connect it. So I'll have to sew the panel up when I'm through with the hat if I make it hattable. So yeah, good job, Cynthia. Good job not connecting the hat. I am also watching Chinese recipes. I don't know who this guy is. Who is this guy? He is Pro Home Cooks. And it's a really, yeah, I am loving these recipes for Chinese food. And then here's part 2, how to make every Chinese takeout dish, part 2. I knit this hat, okay. That was an accident, all the pearls. Because I didn't connect the hat on my circular needles. I was going back and forth instead of connecting it like I should have. And then, so I just left it like that. And then I figured it out. But I do like the way those two, I did them together. And I like the way that, okay, this, like this, is because this is where I started decreasing. So I tried to select colors that were together, that were already pooling together. So if I saw them pooling, then I used them. Like, those are decreases. Those are decreases. You can actually see my decreases because they stuck together, if that makes sense. But it probably doesn't make sense. Inside is like where all the color is. That's strange. There's like a ton more color than out here. Interesting. Huh. Alright, well, that's my little weird hat that I made. I like it. I'm not one for wearing hats, but if I were, I would wear this because that looks so cute, just not on me. This is driving me nuts, okay? Not just the poof, but there's a green piece of yarn. I think I can just grab that with a needle and pull it through the other side. I think it's just one of the sewing pieces that I cinched the hat shut with. I think that's all it is, so I'm gonna fix that. Anyway, I'll just throw this in my donation pile now, or wear it. Nobody knows. It's a mystery. It'll go right here for now. I'll just start a pile right there. Okay, bye. What are you doing, you sassy boy? You sassy. You sassy. Don't eat my plants. What are you doing? Hey, hi. You're very handsome. Oh, was it a good dinner? Yes, it was a good dinner. Oh, hello. Where are you going? What are you you doing? Oh, you guys are so cute. I think I need a bigger craft room. Tell Daddy about it. Alright, why are we in here? Besides looking at my dogs. I made... there's my team. Okay, this is loom knitted. Double strands with the white yarn and a variegated red heart yarn. Isn't that adorable? But this is hand knitted. And I like them. They're same but different. But this, there were no decreases because I cinched it on the top. And I made this one slightly smaller. I was tired of loom knitting, so I took it off a few rounds early. But it fits perfectly, and this is slightly too big, so I would have to fold that up if I were going to wear this. But this is the perfect size, so if I were to ever wear a hat, it would be this one. And I just love that I hand knit a hat. I'm very proud of myself. It took 2 days, and this took 4 hours. Well, okay, let's take that back. This took, I started it the day Thursday, and I finished it on Saturday. But when I was working on it on Thursday, it was like 4 hours. And then on Friday, it was like 3 hours. So this is like a 7-8 hour hat. And this was like 2 hours and 2 hours, maybe, if that. Because this was on the loom knit. So that's that. Those are my 2 hats, my projects of the week. And now I am making more squares for my, speaking of nothing, I still have to cake those. These are still the ones from my, my thrift store haul, like 7 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Yeah, that's still the yarn from that haul. Gosh, that is amazing. This is from Sin City Yarns, and this Sin City Knits. I hear somebody talking. I still love that picture. Every time I look at it, I see something new. And today I found that I never noticed before. Alright, these are projects that I was supposed to make a blanket for my sister, my little sister, and I got tired of it. So I quit doing it. And I made 2 scarves out of a bunch of these, and I never wear them. Well, sometimes I wear them. That's it. Then I have just stuff from my last haul down there. Okay, well, I'm gonna go now because people can see in my room, and because my window is open, and I'm gonna go. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful everything, and perhaps I will see you on another day. Wait, I knit that like a long time ago too. I'm gonna water all my plants now. Okay, bye. Here's another failed hat for Mark. And he says it's too big, and I guess he's right. It won't even fit in this shot comfortably. I'm like far up. Let's see. The whole reason I made this to begin with was not for the love of Mark. Because I was making a sweater, and I decided to tear out the sweater because it turned out terrible. And I ripped it down till I got to this part, and I decided to keep this part. And then I decided, well, this would look cool in a hat, but I'm not going to add on to it, so I'll make a new hat out of it. I decided I'll make a hat for Mark, and he's got a big noggin, so I made it that so it would fit his head. And then I crocheted our Vegas Golden Knights colors. And yep, it's a terrible, terrible hat. It's way too big for him. Hey, puppy.